Hello everyone, this is Alex, and I thought for this Halloween I might be looking at a musical that definitely fits the holiday. So far I've been looking at a few musicals that have had many interpretations in different medium, things like Sweeney Todd, Phantom of the Opera, and Les Mis. But there are some characters that are so iconic that it's really no shock that it eventually became a musical. We're going to be looking at the Addams Family.
The family started out as cartoons created by Charles Addams, published in The New Yorker. However, the characters were never actually named until the black and white television show in 1964, where we get the formal autistic Gomez, the beautifully deadly Morticia, the sadistic Wednesday, the torture-loving Pugsley, the grotesque Uncle Fester, the witch-like Grandma, the zombie butler Lurch, a disembodied hand Thing, and of course, their cousin It.
With this bizarre and crazy clan, they have become one of the most iconic fictional families of all time. I mean, all you have to do is... and immediately the theme tune is in your head. So, what is it that makes them so famous through drawings, TV, film? Let's have a look.
Aside from their memorable designs and characteristics, the real comedy, I believe, comes from how positive they are on their lifestyle. We get a lot of sitcoms about dysfunctional families that are mundane, who aim to be the perfect family but yet wind up miserable at the end of each episode. The Addams Family, on the other hand, are the complete opposite. They love the dark and twisted, but are aware they are doing things out of the norm according to others, but they are so positive about it and completely thrive on their lifestyle that this is what makes them so interesting. Because of this, they have become one of the most famous fictional families around, and so a musical of them is an interesting and most welcomed idea. The Addams Family are weird enough, so the idea of them suddenly breaking out into song and dance can work in many respects.
So now we have the idea of the Addams Family musical. What's the actual story about?
Well, Wednesday Addams is now grown up but has fallen in love with a man named Lucas who comes from an average American suburban family, and they prepare for a meet the parents' evening, where the Addams Family hosts the dinner at their house, and as you would expect, freaky, weird but funny events occur during the night. Obviously, we've got the story with Wednesday growing up and her relationship with her boyfriend, as well as her ties with the family. There's the story of Pugsley becoming jealous of this relationship as Wednesday has no time to torture him anymore. There's the subplot of Lucas's parents starting to envy Gomez and Morticia's passionate marriage. And then there's one about Uncle Fester being in love with the moon.
Yeah, that subplot was pretty weird. It's Addams Family. You let it slide.
And then there's the one of Gomez and Morticia's marriage being at stake. Wait, what?
Gomez and Morticia? One of the most passionate couples of all time? Remember, this is the couple that on TV pretty much introduced the idea that a married couple has a sex life, and yet there's trouble in paradise?
To me, this was the most interesting plot in the whole show. Maybe because they are the center of the family, but I think the main reason is, for me personally, I have not seen a time when problems arise in their relationship. While in other stories, there are of course conflicts involving the family struggling or being separated, Gomez and Morticia are always there for each other, and you hardly see a threat in their marriage. The musical, however, does pose this threat, and it mainly intertwines with Wednesday's story of growing up. So really, the musical is about change that every family has to go through when the child grows up and makes their own decisions. I like how there's no real villain in this story, though in the movies, while hilarious, but only because it is weird to see the family praising or sympathizing with them sometimes, but you could argue there was not much conflict as well. The family enjoys being tortured after all. But actually having a real life situation of children growing up and wanting their own life and dreams, their own desires that may differ from the parents, is interesting to look at, especially with a family as odd as the Addams family.
At the end of the day, the thing to take away from the many, many, many interpretations of the Addams family is, well, family.
Even the ensemble is made up of the ancestors of the family from centuries ago, haunting the house, as well as having the message of family brought upon the Bimekis that enter all the madness dealing with their son growing up, as well as their own marriage. Add on top of that a funny setup, which does create hilarious situations along with song and dance, and you've got a pretty surprisingly positive incarnation of this family. So whether you're a huge fan or you're being introduced to them for the first time, you'll have a fun, weird, crazy experience, but hopefully one to enjoy.
But who knows the many interpretations we're going to get of this iconic yet bizarre family down the road. But for now, all I can say is, have a happy Halloween and thank you for watching. Oh wow! They're doing a new Netflix show on the Addams family named Wednesday. Oh, let's have a look.